Ain't no squatters' rights here in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's for sure.
I don't know what's real and not real anymore.
Yeah,
I
isn't that great?
literally don't believe anything. And now we're just getting started on that path.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know if this is real.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We could be. Oh my God, dude, we've done an episode on this already.
Yeah. Oh, we've done many episodes.
Simulation theory.
Yeah.
We've been here before.
But even if it's not, there might be episodes of simulation going on.
Can you imagine in a different simulation, we never stopped recording.
Yeah.
Our shit blew up.
Yeah.
We got super famous.
Yeah.
You finally discovered that deep down inside, you're a woman. You did something about it because you had the cash.
That happened too.
You and I still continue to podcast because I don't care. Because what I care about is you as a person.
Yeah.
Not your identity.
Mm.
And we went on to found a cookie factory.
Mm.
And in that cookie factory, we employed like 600 people.
Yeah.
And those 600 people were former construction workers who lost their job to automation. You know what we said? This is an automation-free plant. All cookies are made by hand. Not a single machine in that factory. These are hand-slapped, hand-smashed, hand-packed cookies.
Yeah.
That's what happens in another world that took place because we never stopped podcasting.
Wow. We're back. I'm going to wear headphones we're just testing sound, Julian.
You're just pretentious.
Well, yeah, but I got these if you ever see someone walking around the street with these things in, they're actually smarter than everybody else. Because those other ones, they're killing us.
What do you mean? Like they're killing our brains?
I don't know.
There's the concern that the Bluetooth, I do wonder about this sometimes, walking around with that Bluetooth in my ear.
Yeah, it's not good. Bluetooth in general is not good. Like all this frequency around us, that can't be healthy.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I haven't seen any real strong evidence to say that it's going to.
I've heard people on a podcast.
But to me, it seems like one of those links that should be made.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true. That's when things get really interesting.
Mm. It already is interesting, yeah.
Is when you make connections and assumptions about things that, are bad for us with no actual evidence whatsoever.
There's not evidence. There has to be.
Or there is, but it's been buried.
They're hiding it. So is this awkward yet that I'm wearing headphones and you're not?
You're the only one who feels awkward about it.
It's weird.
I just think you look like an asshole.
But do you think like our editing team is going to be like, we couldn't hear Jared talk, so this is, I guess.
Can we just pause for a second? You said our editing team, and
yeah,
I love that because it's really your editing team.
It's not good.
And you shared that with me publicly. Despite what happens in the background, when the cameras are off, the microphones are muted, and your stupid headphones are out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You publicly said our editing team. And you know what that says to me? This relationship is working.
Yeah. I don't know how that two things tie together.
What did I just tell you?
I have no idea.
You create
I don't listen.
Connections of things that may not have any factual basis whatsoever.
Yeah.
And here we are again.
Here we are.
I would like to say that you are the best co-host because you have been hounding me for months. And I love it.
Yeah.
To get my ass back over here to do one of these amazing shows that everybody's been waiting for.
Yeah.
I just like to keep the audience waiting.
Yeah.
Delayed gratification. That's my motto.
But there was like a control thing here.
Is there?
I think you'll appreciate this. So finally, I sent it. I said, what I say, Thursday at 11:30 or Thursday at 11:30. And you were like, I'm in. 2 seconds later, can we do it Friday?
Yeah.
Like you had to take over somehow of the setting of the time, which is fine. But I think it like played to your personality, which I think you actually appreciate.
Are you saying?
What is it called? What did you call it? Aggressive. It's not passively aggressive. I know that.
No, that would just be aggressive if that was truly what it was that I did not look at.
I know.
The appointment, which canceled on me, by the way. It's just an old colleague friend that we've been trying to connect again. I was like, oh shit, that's right. It's been on the calendar for weeks. And I didn't want, because I know when we say, we'll do it for an hour, we tend to run a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
So then I thought, let's do it. Then I thought, oh wait, can we do it a little bit earlier? Because that was much more flexible and gave us those windows. I didn't want to go into all that detail because it's unnecessary. But now it's necessary.
Yeah.
So, but I will say this. Here's the other thing. You gave me a date and a time. This is something I actually used to teach when I was back in the insurance business. And I was teaching new associates how to set appointments.
Yeah.
I said, look, especially with men, if you ask them what their availability is, you're just going to annoy them.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, how's Tuesday at 3:00?
Yeah.
Then all you've done is give them one job to look at their calendar and check and see if Tuesday at 3:00 is open. And if it's open, yeah, that works. Boom. Set.
I like it.
But if you go, hey, well, what works for you?
Email.
Now I have to think.
Yeah.
Now I have to decide, do I want to meet with you?
What do you think about Calendly and selecting?
I love Calendly. That's always a tricky one. I tend to, do those one-off meetings where I create times. I say, look, and then I just tell people, hey, just click the time that works for you, and that'll send us both an invite.
Yeah. That's what I mean by here's my schedule.
I don't like to send a Calendly link so you can go look at my calendar kind of thing.
No, the Calendly link opens up available times.
No, what I like to do is create the one-off meetings. Have you ever done these? So you just create a one-off meeting. Mm-hmm. And in that, you select times. So I can say Tuesday the 4th at 9:00, Wednesday the 11th at blah, blah, blah. And then you can copy and paste those into the email. All they do is they click one of those 4 choices.
Okay.
Because again, I don't want to say, hey, here's all my availability for the next 60 days.
Pick one. Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Now I'm like, no, if
we're
going to
make this happen. It connects to all your different calendars, and then it helps you, and then you know what that is?
What?
Artificial intelligence.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's been around for a while.
But people are like, I don't use AI. I'm like, you use spell check?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Use a Calendly? It's fucking AI,
That's just nerdy.
It's AI.
Yeah, of course. AI has been doing that for a long time. You use an iPhone?
That's what I'm saying.
It's AI.
AI just didn't show up one day.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Well, AI is multifaceted. The AI they're thinking of is ChatGPT.
Yeah. There's a lot of AIs now.
Yes, there is.
They got robots. Elon had robots walking around yesterday. You see those guys?
Are they the same one he's had?
No, they were walked out. I don't even know what they're called. We can Omni something or other. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know several years ago he had introduced.
Yeah.
And it didn't go so well.
Yeah. Our show just got canceled because we referenced Elon. Somehow people.
Wait a minute. That's going to get us canceled?
I heard. Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
Who's going to cancel us?
I don't know. No, you'd have to listen to cancel.
Well, and then the other question is, why would we give a shit?
I don't.
I'm okay. The people that like to cancel are the most lazy people in the world. They really are.
Cancel.
So all you have to do is say, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not changing what I just said. Okay, fine. They move on.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that stuff is starting to fade away.
Oh, it definitely is.
So hard. I mean, it had its spike.
Yeah.
And now they're just the annoying shits they always were. The passive aggressive, sad people on the internet.
Humanoid robots. Optimus. It's like Transformers. Yeah. Did you see the new Transformer movie?
No. Is it good?
It's good. Animated.
Oh.
Backstory. Megatron and Optimus.
Like brothers?
They're buddies.
They were buddies.
They made friends underground type stuff. They were like the slave labor.
For the primes?
For the planet.
Oh, for the planet.
Primes were all killed. It was pretty sad. I'm sorry. It's not a spoiler alert because I think it's kind of in the...
Well, a lot of adults are going to watch this cartoon. So
they should.
They should, because if they grew up like we did, we grew up with that
Key and Peele.
Rock
What's
opera.
His name? Who's it? He's Bumblebee in the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not Key and Peele. It's just...
It'd be cool if it was both of them. Why not?
Yeah.
Key or Peele.
Can you name them? What are their names?
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah.
And Jordan Peele.
Okay.
I am culturally savvy.
I know you are. I just couldn't think
of
those are
names.
Two
of the funniest guys.
Yeah.
They really are great. Speaking of funny, and this will say a lot about me, but when I was in high school, it's probably shaped a lot of my sense of humor, or at least what I find funny. Not necessarily the same exact content, but just how shot out this is. This is back when Comedy Central was still like this kind of indie, it wasn't what it is today.
Right.
A lot of times I come home from school, sit down and, and relax and eat or whatever teenagers do.
Fruit roll-ups.
That's what toddlers do.
No, you didn't have fruit roll-ups.
Oh, I never liked
Hostess cupcakes.
No, it was probably for me. It was probably just chips or something. Anyway, what I ate
Pringles. Sorry,
not important. That would have been great.
But that's
that would
how
have
you
been
tell a story.
Yeah, sitting down with some Pringles.
Leather couch.
I started giving you a bunch of details that mean nothing. I was sitting on this leather couch and I was wearing a pair of jeans. I had this really cool T-shirt on that I liked a lot. It was really awesome. Yeah, I hate when people do that.
Sticks, some shit. Probably.
Nice. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'd sit there and I'd watch the kids in the hall.
Yeah.
Marathon.
Yeah.
It was always on, right?
Yeah.
So that or Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Okay.
I just thought this shit
Saved by the Bell.
Hilarious. No. Oh, I never understood why people I still to this day think that is such a shit show. I mean, it is terrible. Even it's like, oh, but it was funny to watch. And I was like, no. Back when we were younger, people were like, oh, Saved by the Bell is great.
Yeah.
And I always thought, these are the shittiest actors. The storyline is stupid. Nobody like Screech actually exists. Nobody's that.
He passed, by the way. So
I know, that's sad.
Yeah.
Way to bring it down.
Yeah. There was all sorts of bad shit that happened on set there, as you might imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On every, child actor set. Yeah.
Why? What happened there? Jeez.
Hollywood just attracts a bunch of perverts.
Hollywood's a bad place.
It is.
I want the list. The Diddy list.
You don't want the Diddy list.
You don't want that?
I don't want it to come out.
Ooh.
No, I was kidding.
I thought you were worried about your fanboy crushes or whatever. Like Beyonce. You're worried about her.
I don't have a fanboy crush on Beyonce.
Yeah. Yeah. Musk said, what did he say?
No, let's go back to this. Why do you think I got a crush on Beyonce?
Yeah. No. So anyway, that was just your
That's it. Yeah.
Kids TV shows. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. And so I've got those showing up in my YouTube feed now, some of the old sketches. And man, they're still just as funny as they ever were.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just the most awkward Canadians. It was great.
A lot of Canadian shows back then.
I have to say that Canada doesn't get the respect it should.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with Justin Trudeau. But we'll put that to the side for a second.
But that's more current political
but people
stuff.
have short-term memory, and they don't remember all the great things that have come out of Canada.
Yeah. I don't think most Americans, and if you say that name, they're like, I don't know, some hockey player or some shit.
Canada?
Yeah.
You think Canada's a hockey player?
Trudeau.
I know what you mean, yeah. No, I think most Americans that are paying attention know Trudeau's.
I don't think most people are paying attention, though.
That's true. There's probably a lot of Canadians that don't know who Trudeau is either.
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty, especially
They're
out
chilling out. Maybe that'd be better for all of us if we didn't pay attention. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but
we're going to go. We're going to go sneak through some rabbit holes and stuff. It's going to be great. Holes,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be misinterpreted. So Canada didn't quite get the respect. I don't think it gets the respect and recognition. At least, you know what? Here's how I'll put this. Maybe they do, but for me, I'd say that a lot of my humor and a lot of things that I enjoy and music and whatnot have come from Canadians. Unknowingly, I thought they were Americans.
Yeah.
So I apologize, Canadians. There's a lot of great Canadians.
Yeah.
Okay, so for one, you think of all the guys that like Seth Rogen.
Will Arnett.
James Franco, maybe? Will Arnett, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, did Judd Apatow actually come from Canada? I mean, he just worked with a bunch of Canadians. So I thought all those guys were Americans.
Who was the second one you said?
James Franco.
I don't know where he's from.
No, he's from Palo Alto, California. That's where he's from.
He definitely
Don't ask me how I know that. It's not a man crush.
Yeah. He really is from there.
I know he is.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had friends that worked with him. And I'm not joking. That's how I know because, I had friends that worked with him.
Yeah. Think his brother?
Yeah. Dave Franco's. He's funny.
Is that his name?
Yeah. Dave Franco. I know the whole Franco family. Yeah. Have you ever heard about his cousin, Julio Franco?
The baseball player. Yeah. This is Dave.
Dave Franco.
He was in 21 Jump Street. That was
a really good movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Jonah Hill's from Canada too, isn't he?
I don't know.
Well, don't fact check it. Let's just go with it because it helps to reinforce my whole point about Canada being.
Did you watch How I Met Your Mother?
No.
You don't like that show?
I don't like laugh tracks.
Because I get it.
It annoys me.
But that was the generation. It was hard to get away from at that era, right?
Right. Yeah. But
he's from LA.
Oh, okay.
Jonah, sorry.
By way of Canada.
By way of Canada. He visited Canada.
He definitely visited Canada. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So we got our musicians, Joni Mitchell, more modern day musicians. Oh man. Wow. Am I drawing a blank?
Wayne Gretzky,
great musician.
Yeah. Michael J. Fox. I didn't know
he's
that.
Canadian.
I didn't know that.
See, I'm telling you, a lot of these actors.
Jeez. Wow. You just uncovered something. Oh, Jim Carrey. I think that was Toronto, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Toronto. Whatever. Rachel McAdams. Ryan Reynolds.
Not surprised.
Jeez.
Canadians.
You're right.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Canada gives us a lot of great entertainment.
Yeah.
They do.
The Canadian episode. Yeah, this is good.
This is all about Canada.
This is good. Yeah.
And we just want to say to our friends and brothers in the North and sisters in the North, really appreciate, and I'm talking to all of you, Canadians from Canada, really appreciate everything that you've done for us here in America. And I'd like to apologize that for so long, I just thought most of you were Americans because I just thought, if it's this funny, if it's this good, they couldn't possibly be from Canada. They must be American. And I'm learning more and more that maybe Canadians have got it figured out.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to their government.
Yeah.
But when it comes to humor and music.
Michael Cera. Cera?
Yeah, Michael Cera.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's funny.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
This is good.
The Sutherlands. Or Donald, at least. So it means all the other Sutherlands would be.
Oh, yeah. Like Kiefer.
Yeah, I don't know. He might have been born
named after a yogurt drink for babies.
Was it?
Kefir, yeah. His dad loved it. We used to feed it to our children.
Okay.
You can go buy it in the store now.
Yeah. You got all sorts of information in there.
Well, that's bullshit.
I give you a year off of the podcast and you come back.
And I've just been out. I'm just like a wealth encyclopedia over here.
I can't get a word in over here. Yeah.
It's like, you want to know something about Canada?
Yeah.
I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Yeah. You've been reading, haven't you?
Well,
listening.
I've been browsing.
Okay.
Skimming. You know how I am with reading.
Yeah. It's all right. You read some words?
I've seen some words. I didn't quite put them together into a full sentence, but I do know that I've seen words.
Okay.
It's a good step in the right direction. Yeah. How did we get on this?
I have no idea.
How did I get on this?
Yeah.
Was I avoiding something deep and personal?
We have an America patch, like America.
And I'm giving shout outs to Canada.
Why, like when you see it like that, is it because it's backwards, right? But I know that's how it is. Like, what's the reason for that situated like that?
Probably somebody it's how they put it on.
No, it's not your shirt. It's
like when you see
the
ambulance, yeah. So
it's like a mirror image. Mm-hmm. Is that why they do it?
Yeah, I think this one here, yeah.
Because you'll see it on everywhere. I just didn't know if there's a reason.
I want you to imagine something, okay? This is the proper way that the flag would fly. So imagine that there's a flagpole, and imagine there's a cavalryman riding with the flag.
Why wouldn't it go the other way?
No.
Because they're walking towards you kind of thing?
I'm riding like in the cavalry, and I got my flag blowing. The wind is coming in my face, and the flag's
But if I'm over here, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing the opposite. No.
Well, then you need to move over there. That's all I'm saying.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong spot.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I actually really like that.
I think it works.
Sounds good.
Yeah. There's no meaning to that as far as I'm aware.
There's definitely a meaning. There's a meaning to everything.
Well, if the flag is upside down, it means distress. Like the country's in distress.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You don't want to half mast on your t-shirt. That would be weird.
Well, no, that would be half mast. Flip it upside down.
I'm saying in addition.
Although half mast would be interesting on a shirt, how would you display that? I guess you'd have to have the flagpole.
Yeah. You'd have to have something on top to show.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's good. Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good that we get along with them.
Yeah, because they are a ferocious group of people. They are a warmongering, conquering, violent, gun crazed.
A lot of land up there. Holy shit.
So much land. You know what for? To capture a bunch of us, kill us, and use us as fertilizer so they can grow more crops on that land.
God. Okay.
I know what you're up to, Canadians. I respect you, but I also know what you're up to long term.
You used to go to Seattle a lot.
A couple of times, yeah.
Did you ever go to Vancouver while you were there?
I've been to Vancouver, but not while I was in Seattle.
Interesting.
Yeah, my cousin married a gal from Vancouver.
Okay.
Vancouver's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I hear. What am I doing? Why are we here?
Yeah, well, it's really expensive to live up there. No, it's not that bad, honestly. I mean, I think the average temperature year-round is around 55 degrees.
So it doesn't get cold?
I mean, it gets cold, but it's not like
Alaska. It doesn't rain a lot like it does in Seattle? Washington State? That's where Seattle is, but...
So this is interesting. I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong on a lot of things. So let's not fact check it. But what I noticed when going out to Seattle was that the rain in Seattle, because they're right off the coast, it's a lot of times it's just water, it's just slipping off the beach, You've got rain, storm clouds that come in, but then they pass.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely times where it's staying,
Coyotes.
I mean, it's the serial killer capital of the world. No, Bigfoot.
Really?
But there's probably dogmen, yes.
Werewolves. Okay. It's not the murder capital of the world.
No.
Serial
killers.
Do you know St. Louis? My daughter told me that.
What?
So I was like, I want to go to St. Louis. She's like, Dad, why would you want to go there? I'm like, because St. Louis, it's gateway to the West, right? It seems cool. A lot of good barbecue, baseball. They love this whole thing. Beer. Yeah. She's like, that's the murder capital.
Why'd you point to me when you said beer? October 4th, 2 years, no alcohol.
That's good for you.
Thanks, bud.
I didn't mean that. I meant no harm.
You didn't harm me at all because it hasn't really been a struggle.
That was an aggressive statement, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, because I need some self-validation, so I needed to cut you off from your story and make it about me again because I have low self-esteem.
So Seattle, yes, cities. Wow, be careful. Mm-hmm. Seattle and St. Louis.
Yeah.
Seattle's not murder capital.
So St. Louis is now the murder capital? I know
murder capital, most people murdered per capita. I don't know what it is per person. Or New Orleans is up there too.
Baltimore is usually up there too. It moves around.
Yeah.
It's a moving target, no pun intended.
Jeez.
That was terrible.
Yeah. Seattle, though. A lot of homelessness there right now, right?
Yeah, but they do it right.
They do it right.
They just let them loose. Let them do what they want.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
People move there for the homeless. I think they're moving to San Fran now.
No, I'm pretty sure those guys, they move up and down the coast. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be homeless, go to Florida or California, like Southern California.
Not Florida anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Don't go there.
He doesn't. DeSantis doesn't want you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. San Diego looks crazy. I'm like, let's go there. I'm like, let's not.
Lots of homeless in San Diego.
Yeah. They're just like lining the streets.
Yeah. I mean, have they been moving? Are the encampments? Gosh, since the last time we talked, there was all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
In these different sanctuary cities.
They're just taking over houses and stuff. What is it called?
Oh, that's true. It's the
city. Yeah.
Squatters' rights.
Squatters.
We did a whole show on that.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. You thought I was joking, but that's a real thing.
That's a very real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ain't no squatters' rights here in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's for sure.
I don't know what's real and not real anymore.
Yeah,
isn't that great? Literally don't believe anything. And now we're just getting started on that path.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know if this is real.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We could be. Oh my God, dude, we've done an episode on this already.
Yeah. Oh, we've done many episodes.
Simulation theory.
Yeah.
We've been here before.
But even if it's not, there might be episodes of simulation going on.
Can you imagine in a different simulation, we never stopped recording.
Yeah.
Our shit blew up.
Yeah.
We got super famous.
Yeah.
You finally discovered that deep down inside, you're a woman. You did something about it because you had the cash.
That happened too.
You and I still continue to podcast because I don't care. Because what I care about is you as a person.
Yeah.
Not your identity.
Mm.
And we went on to found a cookie factory.
Mm.
And in that cookie factory, we employed like 600 people.
Yeah.
And those 600 people were former construction workers who lost their job to automation. You know what we said? This is an automation-free plant. All cookies are made by hand. Not a single machine in that factory. These are hand-slapped, hand-smashed, hand-packed cookies.
Yeah.
That's what happens in another world that took place because we never stopped podcasting.
Yeah. Because that's what the parallel does. It takes it from a point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And goes on from there. It's the same place. It just goes in a different direction, like a different line.
That's right. Whatever possible things.
No, it's just totally different. No, it's like right here, we make this decision to go one direction and the other parallel universe goes in another direction.
That's true.
Can we visit that other, like...
Yeah, through deep meditation and psychedelics, you absolutely can visit the parallel universe.
Okay.
Should we do that now?
I don't know if we can do that now. This room's not conducive to that.
No.
Yeah.
We probably don't have enough battery power.
Automation, yeah. That's some saving shit, though. That's savior stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Are you trying to make our podcast content thematic to the name of the podcast?
No,
because that's never worked.
It's never worked.
The metaverse, does it exist anymore?
But you're like the cookie thing?
Yeah.
Because at some point, idea. Think about this, at some point, like the robot or the AI will be able to make your cookies.
That's right.
But what if you like making cookies? Like I heard someone talking about coding, right? Mm-hmm. AI can code and Cursor's out, Cursor AI. I don't know if you've listened about that, heard about that or fucked around with it. But so like people are like, but I like coding.
Yeah.
Like I like sitting down and not me, because I don't code.
I get it. Yeah.
I can't code. But people like to do certain things. It's like, well, you don't have to mow your lawn. You can hire someone to do it, so labor, or you can there's robots out there that actually mow your lawn already.
Mm-hmm.
But someone could say, but yeah, I like mowing my lawn. Yeah. Let's enjoy it. Like, why do I need someone to do it? Coffee. Like, if those robots can make you coffee, like, well, yeah, you can go to Starbucks and they can make you coffee, again, labor, or you can buy a thing at home. You know, you have one. I got one now. It's so good. I enjoy making it.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. My wife even said, she's like, you don't have to make that for me. I was like, I enjoy making you coffee.
Yeah.
I don't need a robot to do that.
No.
So what if there's AI is good, but like you still want to tinker, right?
Of course.
Like, yeah. So like that's your cookie factory.
That's right.
Example where someone be like, no, but I don't fucking want it. You don't have to.
Yeah. Well, here's what would make the cookie factory really good.
Well, maybe we can do more of our own shit that we enjoy doing and let AI do the rest type of stuff.
Well, it all comes down to this. If you can tell a good story and a reason why you're not using automation, that's the whole selling angle, right? If you come out and say, look, this is an automation-free, robot-free working environment. This is all handcrafted, handmade.
Canada made.
Yeah, we employ,
that would be good.
People from Canada. We employ, refugees from Canada. They come down, who have applied for their American citizenship because America's better, right? That's how it goes. So, no, we employ Americans who lost their jobs due to automation, who they don't have to love cookies, but the story is so good. We're like, look, guys, we're taking it back. Hands in the dough. Hands in the dough.
That's good.
That could be the name of the company.
I like that.
Hands in the dough cookie company, right? Not metal in the dough,
I think you should just do it.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Don't meddle in the dough, but it's METAL instead of MEDDLE. Don't meddle in the dough. Oh, see? And you just got these shitty, like, but they're great. It's like, oh, it's cute. You know?
I might as well eat 6 of them.
They're like, Eric must have come up with that one. It's so adorable. You know? I'm telling you. So this is how that works, right?
Yeah.
I tell a good story. Why automation. So anyway, all that.
So this has already happened, though, by the way, because all like American made.
Well, because we're talking about it now.
No, I'm saying this has been going on. You know, I want to buy this table. It's made in America.
Oh, I thought you were talking about hands in the dough is an actual thing that's already happened.
It's not made in China or sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. Why would I be sorry?
Because you've been co-opted by the Chinese Communist Party. That's right. You just apologized for something you said about China.
Yeah. I don't know why.
You've been brainwashed.
Shit. I've been watching too much basketball, NBA.
I've been watching too many Kung Fu movies.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of perspective I've got now.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What were you saying?
I have no idea about that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I have no perspective. Go ahead.
No. Yeah.
But you were saying.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah. Made in America.
Made in America.
Yeah. Made with human hands. Hands in the dough.
Yep. Because you want to buy the table that wasn't made in a 3D printing factory or some shit or made in another country.
Mm-hmm. And you want to buy the cookie that was made by humans.
Right. I'm anti-AI cookies.
Every cookie looks different, like a snowflake.
But you better make sure that recipe was not created by AI. Because that's when we find out that your
that's
business
the controversy.
Is a fucking fraud.
That's the thing that like starts to tank the company.
And you didn't know it. And I sold it to you one day and they go back and they find out.
Yeah. Yeah. So as the company started to grow, you know, like we used to be on top of all of it.
Yeah.
We were in control of it.
Yeah.
We knew exactly where the recipes were coming from. They were coming from Eric's grandma, from my grandma, from, you know, anybody's grandmas that we got a chance to meet. And we went around like, you know, like you go around and hold the fabric if you're going to be a textile company. But we went around, we held the cookies.
Yeah.
We tasted the cookies. We purchased rights to the recipes. We brought those back. Then we started to mass produce them.
Yeah.
And we just got so big. And we got so big so fast that we started to turn over things like, you know, the managing of the recipes so that we could increase productivity and so that we could, you know, increase our supply. And little did we know that one of the people that was running that decided to employ AI. They never check with us.
I think it was even simpler. I think a grandma back in the day used that shit, got an AI recipe, didn't tell anybody. It took off. They didn't want to disappoint.
Hold on. You're telling me one of the grandmas that we went to go... So this goes even deeper than just we grew too fast and
maybe
we just
they traveled through time and they saw the future.
Oh, shit. You just took this to a whole other level.
I love that time travel stuff.
Yeah.
What if they can dissect... Okay, what's the Coke recipe?
Mm-hmm.
The Coca-Cola. They won't share that. Top secret. Even go to Atlanta and they're like, there's this whole... Like, you can't get to it. Can you put that thing through some sort of AI? And
probably.
Here's your recipe.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But I guess they still own the rights to it.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Tokenize it. If you put in Web3, then you could say, that's my Coke recipe. I'm going to call it joke.
Because you just put a filter on it.
I don't know.
Like it's no longer, you know.
It's the new, I don't know.
Yeah, you put an R in there somewhere.
It's called Pepsi.
Cork.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. And then you're putting that out.
Yeah, your boys over at Costco are going to sell it.
Kirkland.
Yeah.
That's right.
Copeland.
I make one here. Yeah. Copeland.
Sounds like a Cleveland Brown football player.
We're going to talk about the Browns?
No, we're not. We're going to talk about them.
What's
no one cares. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I don't even care. Go Bucks.
Let's talk bigger picture if you want to go there.
Let's go there.
Yeah. International. That sport is like what happens there.
Football?
They go to Brazil. They go to Brazil, first of all, when they went there, they said, don't leave your hotel. Leave all your jewelry behind. Don't bring any. That's crazy.
Brazilians are dangerous.
That's not true. But like, I guess
my neighbors are Brazilian.
There's
great.
So many people. I didn't realize how big. What city did they play in? It's like the 6th biggest city in the world. Massive.
Sao Paulo?
Yeah. That's the one.
It's a big-ass
city.
Big.
I guess any city's going to have crime. Like, Charlotte's got crime.
Charlotte does have crime.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Crime-free somewhere.
Right here in this room is crime-free. Unless you cross the line, there's going to be all kinds of crime happening. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be terrible.
I got a bad
larceny.
Story.
Yeah. Tax evasion. Right here in this room.
Say that.
Why not?
Why?
I was just coming up with crimes.
Okay.
I didn't want to say violent crimes.
Yeah. Copyright
infringement.
Coca-Cola. I mean, you just did it a little while ago.
Well, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an accessory. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Browns, huh? I got you.
No, so we were saying like international, like this is a sport. It's an American sport. They played in Canada, but they have different rules in your country.
Yeah, in Canada.
It's your country. You claim ownership of that country.
No. I'm American, born and bred. I have respect for...
Does it expand worldwide? Does that sport have it?
For sure.
Okay, so those kids will start playing that sport in high school or whatever.
They already are. Yeah. Overseas, different places they are. I mean, who's that?
Yeah, they've signed some players.
Who's the kid that's the quarterback? He's a freshman quarterback. He's Brazilian.
Freshman from what?
He's from Brazil.
In college?
Yes.
Freshman?
Yeah. He's a really good quarterback. His dad is a professional MMA fighter.
Okay.
Shit.
What college? What university?
Oh, man.
Jeez.
Of course, I don't track all
the
this.
Kid from Vanderbilt who just beat Alabama? Like, he was from Mexico.
No. This kid's from Brazil, and I know the difference.
No, I didn't see.
That's last name starts with a D, I think.
I hope you're so off.
I hope so, too.
Yeah. Oh, Davy Belfort?
Oh, Davy. Boom. Look at that. There you go. Yeah.
Virginia Tech.
Look
at you.
That's him.
Wow.
You just got impressed.
Tanner McKee, quarterback for Philadelphia Eagles, spent 21 months in Brazil. So is he, I guess he's Brazilian now.
I guess so, too.
Dude, 21 months is the limit. That's what AI said. I didn't even search AI. It's like Google just picked it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Got it going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brazil's a good place.
Yeah. But anyway.
So, yeah.
I don't know.
Football's going to go a long way. You know, the sad part about that is being a Browns fan is that the whole world's going to know what a shit show they are.
Yeah. Maybe the Browns, middle of the night, pack their shit up. I know they did this once before, so that's why.
No, Art Modell packed their shit up and sent it to Baltimore.
I know. It's just like in the DNA. And they cross the border.
They really are cursed.
They go down the Panama Canal type shit. Next thing you know, they're Brazilian Browns. Oh, it works too. Like the double Bs.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland Browns.
Brazilian Browns. I mean,
God, that would be good.
That would be great.
That would be good. They'll play a game every year in Cleveland, so it'll be that reverse.
But Cleveland would just create a new team.
Yeah. Called the Cleveland Browns.
They would, yep.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the problem. Maybe they need a new name.
Mm-hmm.
They need a new color.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns can no longer be orange.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
It's a hot mess.
Stop hiring sex offenders as your quarterback.
That's a good start.
Yeah. No one wanted that.
Nobody did.
I know a lot of people from Ohio, right?
I have yet to meet a Browns fan.
I mean, they'll all support the team.
Yeah. The only people I've heard be like, oh, it was the right idea, the right thing to get rid of Baker Mayfield are some of the pundits that are from Cleveland in that area. And I'm like, I disagree. And you definitely disagree now. See Baker
I just don't
lighten it up.
Yeah, Baker's doing well.
He's doing very well.
But they wanted bigger. They wanted bigger, not Baker.
Yeah. They wanted bigger, not Baker. I like that. That's good.
Baker's good.
He is good.
He's probably like a Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think he's going to do maybe come back on you. When he wins a Super Bowl, you come at
for sure. I mean, when you look at his consistency in gameplay, I think in the last 2 weeks, maybe, he's been in the top 5.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks in the NFL.
He's doing well.
Deshaun Watson, of course, been in the bottom, very dead last.
Yeah.
So to me, though, here's what is interesting, and I think this would be it's an obvious case study in sunk cost bias. They got rid of, Alex Van Pelt. They got rid of their coach. I can't remember. Pretty much the offensive line coaching staff.
Yeah.
All gone after they went to the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
All of this apparently, is to appease the ego and whatever, Deshaun Watson wants because they spent so much money and they're guaranteed to pay him.
Yeah.
Bring in Ken Dorsey, your boy from Buffalo, who doesn't get to call the plays.
So wild.
But it seems like they're trying to do some kind of mix up between his and Stefanski's style, which is it's awful. It looks like high school football out there. Yeah. And so they keep rearranging everything around Deshaun Watson, who's a garbage quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not good.
Yeah.
And I've never thought like, oh, yeah, he's good. I mean, I even went back and looked at his stuff from Houston. I'm like, yeah, he was good, but not $235 million guaranteed over 5 years good.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just they were betting on this.
Desperation, though, because if you can get a quarterback, you give him the money.
Or you could have just rested Baker, I mean, even Stefanski's like, no, I think I can win with Baker. So the speculation all comes down to ownership. Ownership didn't like Baker. And then ownership is like, we need to go get this and whatever it's going to take. And the Haslams have all the money in the world.
Splash. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, okay, we're starting to win again. And instead of being content and like working with, Baker, which, they decided, well, now we're all of a sudden we're entitled. So we're going to go out and get somebody bigger and better.
See Gen Z? Is he entitled?
Who?
Stefanski.
No.
Because he's entitled. So it's like everyone's entitled.
No, him. I don't think Stefanski's the one that was...
I'm just saying the entitlement era.
I think it's more of the ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or their general manager.
They're going to build a new stadium there too.
Maybe. There's a lot of pushback. A lot of the Browns fans now are like, don't give him a dime. Like they're like lobbying against it.
Yeah.
Like you've made a terrible investment in Deshaun Watson.
He's a Tennessee boy, right?
Yeah.
He's going to move that there and be in Knoxville
the business
before
school
you know.
Teach at. Yeah. Well, that's where he's from.
Yeah.
You know, his name's on the building, so I can wear my Brown
Flying
shit at Tennessee.
Is that his?
Yeah. Well, he sold it.
He did sell it.
Yeah, he sold Flying J. No, so they're very well off. Yeah. And then his brother was the governor of Tennessee for a while.
Doesn't he own Columbus Crew? Did he buy them as well?
I don't know.
He did.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to move them to Austin.
Oh, really?
Something happened. I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago. They might have actually taken it and then they started. I don't even know.
My knowledge of the Haslams goes, extends between the business school at Tennessee, the governorship, Flying J, and the Cleveland Browns. Outside of that, I know nothing.
You don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's the world's biggest sport, buddy. Get on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Haslam Sports Group. They own them. Yeah.
Oh, they're the biggest sports ownership?
No, I'm just saying they bought the Crew.
Okay.
Yeah. They built a stadium for them.
Really?
Yeah. They had another stadium, but anyway, in Columbus.
Yeah.
Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Ultimate case study in sunk cost bias. Terrible decision making all the way around. And here's the thing is Deshaun does not inspire anybody on the team. It's not like it's just his fault, but a good quarterback can take a mediocre to shit team. Look at CJ Stroud last year.
Yeah.
I mean, the Texans weren't supposed to do well at all.
They won one
and then
game
they finally just let him loose and he took them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get it.
That's what a high priced quarterback can do.
Yeah. But the pick before him was Bryce Young.
Yep.
No, Bryce Young to Carolina. And,
there's all kinds of factors.
This organization's a shit show.
Carolina's a joke.
Owner with a ton of money.
Oh, I think it really does. It all funnels back up to the top. If ownership tries to coach the football team, which is essentially what the speculation is around Cleveland, is that the Haslams are way too involved in telling Stefanski what to do. And honestly, it's like, Stefanski's just carrying water. Like, we're not going to make a change at quarterback. And I love these quarterbacks and players. Their answers in all their press conferences are so dumb.
Yeah.
We just,
such a waste of time.
We can do better. I can do better. We just have to be able to go out there and execute. I mean, it's the same thing
so
all the time. Got to execute, do our jobs.
Think about how much content exists. I mean, you could be listening to this podcast, or you can listen to a post-game press conference with a football player
where you'll
or
get
coach.
No answers.
Nothing.
Yeah, you won't get the answers you want, but here you get the answers you want and things you didn't even want.
Think about all the people that are in the press room, right, listening to this shit.
It's ridiculous.
It's so boring. Oh,
yeah. You know what?
Pre-game shows are boring. All of this.
All the announcers with their excited analysis. And you're like, nobody gives a shit what you think. Just,
it's pretty bad.
It's very
hours and different channels, and they run all these.
Oh, yeah. You got the folks around the desk. We're like this. And now we're going to go down to Eric on the field. Eric, what are you talking to? It's like, well, I was just down here talking to this player over here. And blah. It's like, nobody cares. Why are you this excited?
Yeah.
You think you're going to get us pumped up?
Yeah.
Nobody ever liked the cheerleaders in high school. Even the cheerleaders don't like cheerleaders.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They cheerleaders don't lead cheers. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, they have a worthless job. I respect, like, hey, if you're going to cheer, I understand. It's an athletic endeavor.
Yeah.
But don't lie to yourself that people are following you in cheer. We lead ourselves in cheer.
Okay.
So to call yourself a cheerleader, it's a pretty audacious claim.
Yeah.
Unless you can show real proof that you lead the crowd in cheer, you are not a cheerleader.
Couldn't they be leading their other cheer friends?
Yeah, well, that's just a self-licking ice cream cone, Eric.
Okay.
It does nothing for the fans.
Yeah.
Self-licking ice cream cone? You never heard that phrase?
No.
Well, it's a good phrase. It's often used for a lot of our government agencies and institutions.
Yeah.
They're essentially just, doing shit and spending money to justify themselves with no external feedback or real focus or purpose. Self-licking ice cream cone.
Wow.
Nobody asked for that ice cream cone.
Yeah.
We'll eat it ourselves. Knowledge.
Yeah. That's why we do this.
It's why we do this. We don't do it for us.
Yeah.
We do it for you.
It's good.
All of you.
Canadians
too.
I think we should aim for most listenership in Canada. What are the top hockey podcasts?
Let's not get hit. You always got to keep in mind,
I know.
Canada is a third world country that don't have the technological infrastructure that we do. So I don't think that we would get good numbers there.
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Toronto?
Toronto's really it's a French province. Let's not fool ourselves.
French province.
Yeah.
Nothing but
it's
facts
an outpost.
Here. It's all facts here.
Yeah. All facts. Yep. Don't check these.
Yeah.
Because then you just kind of get bummed out.
Yeah.
But if you take what we say at face value and more, then life is good.
Yeah. Life is good.
Yeah.
You lonely?
Are you lonely?
No, just we talk about it a lot.
We do talk about it a lot. You know, I've gone through bouts of loneliness.
Okay.
If it's not obvious already. That I'm ecstatic right now because
you're here.
I've missed this.
Yeah.
You've missed this more than me because you keep hounding me, which I respect. And
I just wanted to get you on the mic.
Yeah. So that I say something.
No, I'm not trying to.
So that I say something that I say.
It's gotcha media.
Don't post it like when I said, said those things before.
Yeah.
About Neil deGrasse Tyson, like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You know, I stand by it.
I know you do. Anytime someone brings him up, I think of you.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, I mean, honestly, I clearly am not the only person that holds that opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess.
He's just not smart. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's not.
He's smart.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, he's really not.
Okay.
I've actually taken time to watch this stuff. He's a good communicator.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other thing is he's incredibly arrogant. Here's the way I look at it, right? If you were super confident in your hypothesis, especially as a scientist, meaning like, well, I've got all the answers and I got this figured out, then you're clearly not a scientist because science is an ongoing process. As new information is brought into this situation, your hypothesis will change or your understanding will change. But when you come at it as matter of fact, like trust the science, you know, it's just a level of arrogance that basically says, I know better than you. It's crazy for you to question me. But see, he, you know, in his own realm, great, you're an expert. That's awesome. But I mean, he started weighing in on all kinds of stuff outside of his realm that he has no fucking idea about. He kind of jumped on the woke train pretty early. It was nuts. But then I think it's just more of his arrogance, you know?
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, behind closed doors, we might get along great.
Yeah. I mean, there's a chair for him right here.
He could absolutely come sit here. We'd probably have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know? Would I go easy on him? Fuck no.
Yeah.
I don't care if these.
That's what we want, though.
Yeah. NDT. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Call him NDT.
Did they call him that?
No.
Yeah.
But we do now.
Yeah.
NDT.
NDT, like NBC.
Sounds like a drug.
Yeah.
NDT.
But isn't that science has become a lot of? It seems like people are like, you know, just not buying it anymore.
Buying science?
Yeah.
It's weird. They're not buying the religion of science. And the religion of science is where you have this dogmatic trust in what the experts say. But real science is an ongoing process of evaluation, testing, you know, and new information gets brought in. So now we have to redo this. I mean, it's an evolving process.
It's like the earth is flat, right? That was the basic one. Changed.
So the earth is round. Next, you know, the earth is square.
But now they said it's not. It's flat again.
Right, because space is fake.
Yeah.
Although I did hear a really interesting hypothesis that the moon is artificially made, not by us.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's at first glance, you're like, this is great. Yeah. But then you start to listen to some actual scientists and, you know, people that have worked in various places and just kind of talk about the absurdity of the moon. Why isn't it rotating? It never rotates. You never see the backside of it. The way that it, I can't remember. I'm going to just make it sound even more stupid. But if you go up and you actually look up the argument for why the moon, there's a chance it was an artificially constructed, that it hasn't, I can't remember.
God.
All I can say is this. I'm always skeptical of things that I hear at first. I said, make a really good argument. Show me where the evidence is. Then I'll kind of weigh those things out. Right?
Yeah.
I remember watching this thing on the moon, and it was reputable people. It wasn't just jackasses like you and me getting on YouTube talking about how the moon is fake.
Oh, we're not getting on YouTube talking about it.
Yeah, no.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah. And so I just thought, wow, that's a compelling argument. That is really interesting. You know, very smart people who have studied this have said the moon is a really weird ass thing. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And they started to explain why. And I thought, man, I've just never even thought that.
Yeah.
And now I'm, you know, but I don't hold a hard position on it. I'm like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's not going to affect who I vote for in this election.
Oh, there you go. that you had to get there somehow.
Well, right. You know, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We connect dots, Eric.
Yeah. That is a stretch, but that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
America votes 2024. What you thinking?
It's coming up. I mean, so we don't have to go down the details, but we did this.
You want to?
No, but we talked about this a while ago.
Okay.
It was a different race at the time. There's one different person in there. Who wins?
Race is a spectrum.
Prediction.
Oh, the presidential race.
Yeah. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be a running race.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a sprint.
Bicycle race.
Not a sprint, bike sprint, but like
Do I sprint run?
Do you run? Yeah.
I have not run in a long time.
Oh man, you should do that.
I should. Right now,
I saw a stat where like people over the age of like 25, like 3% of people have sprinted. You know, like you're in middle school, you run, or high school, and then people just stop pushing themselves to go run faster. That's kind of crazy because that is using like everything you got to try. Even if you're not fast, it doesn't matter. You're going at your top speed.
So I am sprinting. I mean, so on the bike right now, when I'm going out during the week.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's the same thing. What's even better, because I'm not like putting a bunch of pressure on my knees and joints.
You have a chance of getting fucking run over, but go ahead.
Yeah,
I guess y'all runners
or they
too.
do. I'll run over a car.
A runner on the side of the road, they would suck.
Yeah.
Actually, when I drive some places I go down in Charlotte, they got these running clubs. They have biking clubs.
Oh, yeah.
But the running clubs kind of come out of nowhere.
I know.
And then you see like, there's the fast guys or women, whatever. And then there's the next group. And then they start coming. Then there's like one at a time coming. And then there's people with dogs like, I'm stuck here for the next 20 minutes.
And then you park your car and you start running with them.
Yeah. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
And that's what
then you get a ticket and then you start running. You're like, you didn't fucking sign up for this shit.
And that's what makes an amazing music video.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. No, but I've been doing just, these explosive 30-second sprints on the bike.
Explosive.
Oh, they're explosive.
That word goes in our title and we get 5 new listeners immediately.
Explosive Canada.
Explosive Canada.
That's right.
That's what they say. Whoever they are. Neil deGrasse Tyson's people are they, but
NDT.
Because
we're going to refer to him as NDT. We're going to give him like a cool name.
Yeah. So the runners, I'm just wondering about that. So do you pull over your car or do you just fucking get out? Like
you just get out because this is a music video that kicks ass. Why would you be courteous enough to like find a space? And plus you wouldn't be able to find a
break. Do you put the car in park?
Yeah. You put it in park and you just leave it running.
I saw a guy driving. This is in Arizona and he's driving and he's in front of us.
Yeah.
And he's like putting his hands in the air like this. I'm like, what? This guy's, he's probably drunk, right?
He's getting down.
Keeps going. Come to a stoplight. I'm like, I'm going to stay a little bit far back. I don't know what he's doing. I didn't know what he was doing. Right. So then next thing you know, he starts getting out of his car, but his car starts going.
Nice.
Not good. So he's
drunk. Not good.
Not good. Sorry. That just...
No, that's fine. It was a good, irrelevant connection to the story. I make this all the time.
But anyway, so would you then get out of the car? Not this guy, because he's not driving.
Here's how you would do this, right? Music video. You're in the car, you're just seeing these runners and you're listening to some music faintly, like maybe it's another song that's, getting ready to end.
And
there's a new song
too.
Hold on, let me go with this here, okay? Then you can imagine what the song's gonna be. So you've got the song that's kind of playing faintly in the background and you're driving a little frustrated, right? All these stupid runners, or whatnot. It can't be cyclists because you don't have a bike, so that wouldn't work here. What you do have is you have 2 feet.
Yeah.
And so you just don't know where to go. Like you were saying, you're like, man, I can't go anywhere because the fast guys have got separation. Now you got the second group and the third. Now there's people with dogs and everything else. So what do you do? Like kind of frustrated, but then all of a sudden this great uplifting song that's just like super energetic and awesome, because that's what happens in a music video, starts to come on. You're like, and you kind of have a moment where you're like, you know what? Life's too short to get mad at this running group. Fuck it, And so it's like you park the car, but you leave it running and the music's running. And as soon as you get out and you join the group to run, then the music takes over all the atmosphere, right? And that's when the music video really starts. And you're just like,
yeah.
And we could talk about the details of where you end up in the pack. But the point is, a good music video has a great opening.
Yeah.
And that would be a great opening.
You'd probably win the race because you haven't been running and they've been running for like 7 miles and they're on the last mile and you cross the finish line first.
No, that's how we would do it when we were younger.
Yeah,
but in this generation where everybody gets a trophy and everybody's sensitive, 100% of the people in that running group, fast and slow, cross together at the same time.
Yeah, in unison.
And they're just all running like, yeah.
I think the car
that's how they would do it.
Is smart enough to know to like dial up the music, turn it louder, actually start driving with you because it's a self-driving vehicle, of course, at this point.
Well, no, you're missing the point. The vehicle is like the music becomes the video. Like, how it's like you'll hear it's like in somebody, it's a separated thing. It's isolated over here to your car.
Okay.
As soon as you get out of the car, now all of a sudden in the music video, now the music is the only thing you hear, but not from the car. How am I having to explain this to you? Have you ever seen a music video?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, bam, it's just super loud. It's like the actual song from the studio.
Yeah. I was just thinking,
I'm just talking to a child.
Yeah, I think you're just talking right now. So they do this on podcasts and they say like, who's talked more, who's had the mic.
I've got this recording.
It's an 80-20 split.
Yeah, I've got this thing on when I'm doing Zoom calls, which is great. So it's an AI recorder, which is nothing new. but it will actually show me like the percentage of time I've talked, which most of the time I'm talking less because I'm asking people questions and getting
sure you are.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, that is one of the places. Here I talk more because I talk less there.
Yeah. You have so much to share. I mean, you have like a year. I don't know when our last episode dropped, but
a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good.
Can I do a little PSA real quick?
A what?
A PSA.
Yeah.
It's probably not what this is.
I don't know.
This is more of like an Amber Alert.
It's terrible. Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, this actually won't make any sense because, so a buddy of mine who loved this show, who introduced this show to a lot of his friends over in Spain and some of these other places over in Europe, who love this show. His name is Frank Baghetti.
Okay.
He worked with a firm out of DC, the Eurasia Group. Frank and I have lost touch. I don't know where he's at.
Okay?
Frank's a good dude. So Frank, if you're listening to this show, I just want you to know you're a good dude, man.
Yeah.
You need to get back in touch with me. And if you're one of Frank's friends who listens to this show, first of all, good choice in friends. Second of all, great choice in podcast listens. Third of all, it's great that you're listening to me again.
Yeah.
So that's an Amber Alert right there. The alert's gone out. We're looking for Frank Baghetti.
Yeah.
Frank, if you're there, you better reach out.
Yeah.
And if all my messages are going to your junk mail, then we have to talk about that.
Do you know what our last episode was?
When?
And what's kind of crazy is I didn't think it was, I guess it was February 9th. This year? I didn't think it was this year.
Yeah.
Are you not offended?
Oh, you thought it was over a year?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Joey from Jupiter was before that?
Yes.
Yeah, some episodes. We had virtual hot topics.
Well, let's see here.
Well, this is like AI was getting rolling then.
Oh, yeah.
This one was written by AI. We even said it. In a world oversaturated with TikTok facts and constant clamor of opinions, of which we're told we should have fewer, Jared finds himself pondering the art of questioning everything without falling into the abyss of cynicism.
Very AI.
It's so AI. His quest is simple, yet it's so wordy.
I know.
But that was what we were having fun with. That was the point.
It's like, make this super dramatic.
Yeah. Nikki Haley was mentioned in here. Presidents Grover Cleveland and William McKinley. We talked. I remember that.
We're doing a little history lesson.
Yeah.
I like that.
Grover was it Grover that was president, not president? Was that who it was?
What?
There's only been one other time before Trump where someone was president, not president again. Was it Cleveland? Or was it McKinley? McKinley got assassinated, but in Buffalo. Or not in, but anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm drawing a blank, man.
Yeah. That was
this is really sad. Yeah.
It always turns
Coulter Wall. That's the other Canadian musician I couldn't think of.
That's unbelievable.
Coulter Wall's great. And I'm like, this is what happens past the age of 45, which I'm not. Of course, I'm only like 38, It's cool.
That definitely was.
It was Cleveland?
No, McKinley was shot at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo. Someone got arrested.
That was an
Vice President Theodore Roosevelt assumed the presidency. That's crazy. But
then he had 3 terms. No, that's Franklin Roosevelt.
Cleveland, Grover
Cleveland.
Yeah, president 2 times. Stephen Grover Cleveland. Oh, Stephen.
Oh, spelled with a P?
PH. Not stepping.
Well, duh. I mean, if you spell with a P, there's going to be an H.
I was right. 22nd and 24th.
Dang, that's you, so Captain good. History over here. I'm liking
we talked about that. You probably schooled me on it the first time.
Yeah, but I wouldn't remember it. I wouldn't remember if I did.
Because it doesn't matter. It's just a fact that you can Google.
It's just noise.
I Googled. That's cool. People don't Google anymore.
You know why? Well, you know why I don't Google anymore?
Yeah.
I use Perplexity.
You do too.
That's it. Yeah. Perplexity Pro is the thing. I'm getting rid of Jasper. Because people are like, oh, what about Claude? I can use Claude in Perplexity. No.
Yeah.
If you have Perplexity Pro.
It's not using it actually. No, it doesn't. I know you can select it. It's not doing the same. Just trust me. I saw a YouTube video on it.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah. We're
going to have to do a little side by side.
Yeah. No, so it's like, you don't have full access to Claude or ChatGPT through Perplexity.
No, you do have full access to Claude 3.5, Claude Opus through Perplexity. You don't have access to all the features of ChatGPT because Claude is owned by Anthropic, and so is Perplexity.
Yeah, maybe you do.
So from a creating content standpoint, you do have access to their most updated models. You do have access to GPT-4o, but you don't have access to their talking, I don't know. But now Perplexity's got the reasoning.
I've seen some good uses of the talking. I still don't love it.
Pi.
Huh?
I love Pi.
Pi? Oh, is that? Oh, I've heard of it.
Pi AI. Didn't we use that? It's the one that talks with you, has a conversation.
There's so many. No, but ChatGPT has it. My point is And then it interrupts you, and I was fucking talking, and you're like,
because it's still based on characters, like how much have you put in there?
And I could do that in my podcast. Yeah. It's amazing how far it's come though.
I know.
In last few months, last year is just bonkers what we're doing.
And you know what? At the same time, usage rates have dropped off. Like it is not getting adopted the way that people
of course not.
Because they still have not, people still don't understand what makes AI so incredible. And the reason why is because the big rate limiter is time. The only way you can really understand how to use AI, get familiar with it, is you need time. You need time for it to be shitty. You need time to work with it.
Yeah.
My philosophy is this: human first, human last. That's how it always has to be. You want to use AI. AI is a great organizer of ideas.
Love that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Well, these are my principles.
No.
They are. It's not that unique, but it's just what I like to think of as human first principles.
But you like to have people like that in your life that can just summarize it and nail it just like that.
Well, and AI does a lot of that for me, but you've got to feed it a lot of data. So AI starts to create and organize ideas in a way that's phenomenal, but you have to put in the work on the front end to actually come up with the ideas. And then you can really have AI help to connect those things in a way that's coherent and easier to understand. And you got something to work with.
It's like clay.
It is like clay.
Because you mold the clay.
Clay AI.
Then you stick it in the oven.
I wonder if that's
fucking do it.
I'm going to buy it.
What do you put it in? What's the oven called? The clay oven?
Oh, it's called a kiln.
Yeah. It's a cool word. How do you spell KILN?
Yep.
That's good. And then you take it out, then you paint it. So it's human first, human last.
That's right.
Look at that. It's like clay. Let's can we do it 50-50?
All right, we're buying the domain.
You can do 51, because you would just take it over anyway, because you have that aggressive thing going.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely would.
Someone's going to steal it in the metaverse.
Well, but don't put this episode out until we get it.
No, but
are you about to buy it?
They're already listening.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Well, we lost that one.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah. But what about Hands in the Dough?
That's a good one too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hands in the Dough Cookie Company. What if that one is taken?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going back to AI. I still think AI is...
Clay AI is taken. Clay's .ai. Oh, it's .ai.
Yeah. What about clayai.com?
Oh, God. It's so not even real. So IO.
IO, yeah. Indian Ocean.
Clay AI. You can buy it. They're not doing anything with it.
How much do they sell it for?
Broker fee. They want $120.
Yeah, I don't know what's...
$119.99, so you save a penny, but whatever. Who's counting?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that.
That's good stuff, though. Perplexity
is great. It's my favorite. But you have to work with it.
But I like working with numerous. Move it around.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done, you have no idea who wrote the shit.
Yeah. By the time you're done, I don't even post anything because I'm so frustrated. I can't remember what I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to watch on television. I can't decide. That's all AI too.
Man. Are we just not swamped with dog shit?
There's so much. There's so much information and content and movies and Yeah. It's tough. That's why they can't come up with any new ideas.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Because they're just let's just recreate Transformers, which is really good and creative. But it's
is it?
If there's no, I know what you mean, but create the new Transformers.
Right.
But they can't. You know what show my daughter got me watching? Have you seen Invincible? It's on Prime, Amazon Prime. It's animated. It's animated superhero type stuff, but it's super.
I'm not. I've seen it advertised.
Yeah. Fascinating shit. Superhero universe, different planets, multi-planetary takeovers, and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, they're following the metaverse trend, like with Spider-Man.
It's not really metaverse stuff, but they can go to the metaverse. Yeah, there's all sorts of crazy shit happening.
Yeah.
And they're all trying to come and take over the world.
Did I say metaverse? I'm sorry.
But it's an interesting show.
Yeah.
It pushes the limits. That's they created all these new superheroes. The first few episodes, they actually make fun of in a weird, they're not directly making fun of the Justice League, but they have all of those characters in there.
That'd be sacrilege.
Yeah. No, but they are. But anyway. So they create their own world. That world building.
That's good.
That is very hard to do. So Transformers was fucking that's crazy when you think about someone came up with that shit. Nowadays it's we're on movie 29 and
it's
all
just
this shit.
Nauseating. Yeah. But world building I have mad respect for that. I love that. I mean, my foresight work, with a lot, we're essentially world building, right? You're building stories about what
this is a world building.
This right here is a world build. I'll tell you what is probably, what's the biggest piece of dog shit disappointment you've seen lately?
So what have I seen? We were just talking about we saw Kong. So my daughter likes to go see movies.
Oh,
so
was that shitty?
No, it was fun. No, I'm just trying to think of the movies we've seen.
Oh, you mean Godzilla
and Kong? They teamed up.
Which is a great idea.
It's like we teamed up.
I know. Instead of beating the shit out of each other and then going back underground.
Yeah.
Here we are together, creating an amazing podcast.
They do go underground. They're that Intrastellar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit's real.
Yeah.
That's definitely real.
I believe it.
You told me about that. So I was like, fuck, I didn't know.
Lots of interesting stuff out there.
ETs and the
UTs, ultra-terrestrial.
Fuck, where are they? Different universe?
Can't talk about it. Not being clear by the Pentagon.
Wolverine and Deadpool.
Was that good?
It was good. Oh, yeah, it's fun. Like
Ryan Reynolds is like, hey.
Deadpool movies are
they are really good.
That second one, I was just like, crying out.
I heard it was actually good. So
I'm trying to think of what dog shit movies.
Well, there's just so much dog shit stuff that's supposed to be good, right?
So I think people go back to their like. We finished Breaking Bad. Great show. If you ever watched
I've never finished that.
We're watching Better Call Saul. Mm-hmm. Great show. Yeah, it's hard.
There's a good one that's on Netflix right now. It's an FX show called Preacher. It's actually really well done. Yeah. It's written really well too. Okay. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
So, love the Lord of the Rings when I was younger. All that. I mean, when I even with the kids, we go back and watch the Lord of the Rings movies. Like these are, they were good at the time, but they're so cheesy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And then of course, so my wife always enjoyed reading those too. She was an English major and everything else, and so we were watching the Rings of Power on Amazon, and holy shit, it's the worst.
What is this?
Disney started to do this too. Rings of Power.
What is that?
Fucking terrible.
So it's like a knockoff.
It's like it's supposed to be part of the whole Tolkien world. It's like how they got to the creation of the ring and the different rings of power and everything else. So it's like the backstory, right? Which I don't think any of it tracks with any of Tolkien's writings in the backstory. So this apparently was the most expensive TV series ever made. I believe I've heard that. It has got to be one of the worst. Horrible choice of actors and actresses. They were pushing more of an agenda, like multicultural in the sense of like, which again, it's not that there's anything wrong. Like that's fine. But if you're staying true to the world that you're creating for, they had to make sure that in every scene they had representation of every different.
It's like trying too hard. That's right. It's like, and again, I don't give a shit, right? Like I'm an Army brat. I grew up around every nationality that there is. That was normal for me. And a good movie leads with story first, make the character awesome. And then hell, if they happen to be trans, I don't give a shit. But if you make their character all about their trans identity, it's like the whole world is going, this is just fucking stupid. Yeah. Because now you're getting into identity.
It's political. It's political messaging. That's all it is. They're just pandering.
It's exhausting.
Yeah. And then it's like, I've also noticed too, like, I mean, the elves are supposed to be, kind of tough. They all just look soft around the edges. They're just soft.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of it was girl boss stuff, which again, there's nothing wrong with strong female characters are badass. Don't get me wrong. But when you're just every guy is completely inept and can't make good decisions, it's just like you're just
Wasn't that the Barbie movie? People had a hard time with that movie because they made Ken just like this was so bad for this is just saying men suck, basically.
Yeah. I've heard that's I've never seen it, so I don't know. I can't really
I actually
comment
heard
on
women say that. They were like, this movie's offensive to men, which you don't hear a lot. Like, this is stupid. Like, my husband and son don't act like that at all.
Well, yeah. And anybody that says it's offensive to men is like, well.
No, I say it because it's the opposite of what you would typically hear.
Or it's just, to me, it's just intellectually lazy when you're pushing an ideology.
Right.
Because I mean,
just tell the story, and you always say it, just fucking say it.
Just say it. Just tell the story,
Yeah. And then move past it. We don't have to go backwards and re-explain
hey, check it out. I do think representation is a good idea, but representation needs to take a back seat to a really well hashed out character.
Yeah.
Because people are going to connect to the human level of that character. And then, and they happen to be this. That's how it's always worked. And it works. It's like, gay marriage, right? Like you started to see more of that in various sitcoms. It was the normalizing of it, right? It's like, they're just like us. Oh, yeah, they love their kids too. And so it's like, okay, yeah. And then society became more okay, which I'm fine with. Like, I have no issue with gay marriage. I'm like, yeah, two people that love each other is a wonderful thing. And if they're going to take care of a child and everything else. Like, I don't get into all that because I think, look, hey, I think that's great. There are loving families out there that are gay families. There's nothing wrong with that in my mind. And even if there was, who gives a shit, right? Like what I think, that's not my business. But the point is that it was framed up in a way where it helped human beings see the humanity in somebody else, regardless of their ideology or their identity. And where it's been for the past like almost a decade, especially during COVID and everything else, is we're going to force everybody's identity on you. And we're going to make that the message. And we aren't going to give a shit about storyline. We're not going to give a shit about, like, the most important thing about this person is their identity.
Yeah.
And no human connects with that unless they're completely self-absorbed, narcissistic. Everybody needs to know this about me, and this is how you should address me. It doesn't win.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yeah. That's it.
Brings the powers of dog shit. Disney shit the bed multiple times, which is, South Park's done a great job. Like,
yeah,
I've seen
that's
Into the
terrible.
Panderverse.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's just sad with all this money flying around. There's got to be better money spent on creative talent to create new worlds, create new ideas. We just don't have it.
Is that why AI is going to take over? Do you think, though, it's become hard? Because before you had books and movies, and you had TV shows, but they were like 27 minutes or 23 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, probably 22, 23
15
minutes.
minutes of laugh track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there was no development of characters unless you read a book. So it was like, oh, if you read the book's better than the movie, right? Because you could, right. But now in movies, you can develop characters, but not really. But if you have a TV show and you have episodes, and as long as you can get past the pilot and the first whatever season, then your chances are you're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. And that character, you've done so much to that.
Yeah.
Where in a movie, 2 hours.
Yeah.
If you're asked for 2.5 hours from someone to watch a movie, like, that's just too much. It better be like one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. But it's like, are people just, I can't get there.
Look, I always about this. If the writing is good and it draws you in, it could be 5 hours.
Maverick.
And then you'd be pissed that it's not 7 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah.
If the writing is shit, but there's lots of loud noises and bangs and lots of flashing lights, you're going to be sitting there like, God, this could have ended 45 minutes ago.
Unless you're okay with like, hey, I'm going to see a shoot 'em up, bang up movie.
I enjoy
type of
action movies too, but I don't go in there with an expectation of great writing, you know?
But you had expectations of Maverick being a bad movie, and you came back, you're like, wow.
Maverick's fucking great.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because of my beef with Tom Cruise.
It's rare.
Not beef.
It's rare.
My jealousy of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
His stature.
Yeah.
I'm too tall. And I'm worried about that.
Would you trade your height to be that guy?
100%.
Okay.
High up in the Church of Scientology.
Yeah. You know who's really fucking short? I did not know this. Joe Rogan. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And he says he's 5'8". There's no way. 5'4".
He'll still fuck you up. All 5'4", that would just destroy you.
Destroy you. Oh, it'd be really hard.
He'd destroy us both at the same time, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We got it on video.
In this room, we'd be done.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But he's like, I saw him because he's sitting down like this. Like, you could be 6'4" right now.
I could be 6'4".
You could be.
If I worked harder, I could be 6'4". But instead,
if you stretch out every fucking day.
Yeah. Just, I wish my parents would have stretched me out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm a little pissed that they didn't.
Yeah.
Doctor says my oldest son is going to be between 6'3" and 6'5".
Fuck.
So when he's born, I know.
That's good.
He's a big one, man. He's 13 and I forget all the time. He looks like he's 16. He is just a brick. He's almost as tall as me.
Yeah.
He's only about 20 pounds lighter than me.
Wow.
He's just a hoss.
Fuck you up, yeah.
No, I'll whip his ass.
Yeah.
I'll whip his ass right after this podcast.
Yeah.
I'll go home and just whip it. And he'll be like, what did I do? And I'll be like, just want to remind you.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll go well.
I'm the dad.
Yeah. Jeez. He's joking. He's joking.
This is going to be used in court.
Sunk cost bias. Yeah. So who's going to win the election?
My instinct is this. Trump's going to win the election.
Okay. By a little or by a lot?
By a lot, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the media is running smoke screens all day to try and convince
and you're not
people.
A Trump supporter. I just putting that out there. But anyway, keep going.
No, I don't mind talking about this. Look, I mean, you're known for years, right? I mean, here's what I've told people. And this is going to change people's opinions about me for sure, I'm sure, right? Number one is I don't buy all the bullshit hype from either side of the aisle. It's like, oh, this is an existential threat and this and that. That is mass manipulation and convincing you not to think because they've done all the thinking for you, right?
Yeah.
If you'd have told me, I voted for Biden last time, just because Trump was just, what a fucking nightmare. Like his policies were good. A lot of them were actually good.
It was a messenger. As a messenger.
Oh, but he just wouldn't shut up. And I was like, man, he's just making us look. But, also my media intake, and I'm somebody who looks for bias and narratives because that's part of how, the work that I do is formed. You got to take an objective, view. And, I just thought, man, this guy's just over the top. And it's like, we got to get him out. Can we get some, at least I want the fake politicians again who pretend to be like they give it, like they give shit and can at least keep their mouths shut. That's what I wanted, right? And if you'd have told me back then, the 4 years from now, you'll probably vote for Trump. I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
And I don't mind sharing this. I mean, I have plenty of opinions on this. I don't care for the Democrats or the Republicans. I don't like either of them. I'm an independent, like the majority of the country.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I was going to go for RFK Jr., he ponied up with Trump. So did Tulsi Gabbard, right? I mean, we don't have any good options. Let's just start there. We don't. This is sad that these are our two options. But I've been so incredibly disappointed in the Biden administration on levels I can't even get into right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they shit the bed royally. And this was an easy bar to clear on multiple things. COVID, on the deficit, on just, our continuous funding of foreign wars when our own infrastructure continues to fall apart. And it's like, let's fix us first, okay? It just seems like there's been such a disconnect. And then even more so, nobody has ever cast a vote for Kamala Harris. Do you know that? Nobody.
Yeah.
She was anointed.
Yeah.
That's not democratic at all.
Well, it is. They do have, and I'm not team Kamala.
No, I know.
By any chance. I'm just saying, like, it is part of like how this thing can be done, where they can show up to the Democratic convention and they could choose someone else. Like they have the right to. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do by any stretch.
It's the wrong thing to do.
Absolutely,
it's the most anti-democratic thing to do.
They can do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they can.
Again, I am not playing on her side at all.
I know.
Yeah.
Which is the irony, right? I mean, to me, it's like this.
I think it's a joke. And
it is a joke.
Now they're in. Here we are on a podcast.
I know.
I've been saying this for a while. The election is going to be determined by podcast. And her people, and she's got some smart people over there. The things that they've done, the things that they've set up, and you could just go to look at the lighting that they've done in the debates and how they made her shine and made him look like an evil person and all these things that they've gave her a different table in front of her, like just little things and how they've got on this show versus that show. But now they're showing up on podcasts. They never wanted to do that.
No.
They wanted another debate that they could control. Now they're like, go put her on a podcast. And now they're having camera angles coming and you see the teleprompter. And they said there was no teleprompter. They just had another one come out. And anyway, so they're trying.
Oh,
and they have there's smart people involved in all this stuff.
This is a perfect example of the emperor has no clothes. It's manipulation. It's mass manipulation. It's bullshit. It's like, it is the emperor's new clothes. This is a perfect example. And again, at a human level, like I would never sit there and disparage a human, even unless it's Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
To just put snot all over this microphone. No, again, I always come back to this, right? If you're in a position of power and you were asking people to trust you to be the leader of the free world, and again, I look at Kamala Harris and I'm thoughtful about these things. I pay attention to what they do on multiple fronts. I look at different news sources and everything because I more so want to be that objective observer to understand, well, how's the conversation going?
Yeah.
And there's definitely stuff that's blatantly biased, but my own eyes aren't going to lie to me. And she has no substance whatsoever. Nobody's ever cast a vote for her. She did terrible when she ran for president. She does not answer any question like a politician does. Like they do. They don't answer questions. But she's just repeating all of these platitudes. I mean, it's such a joke. It's not the right wing going, oh, they're selectively cutting. I'm like, no, just turn it on and don't cut anything. When she starts going, she's saying nothing. And people are not stupid. And this is one of the things that has driven me nuts over the past 4 years of this administration is so many of the things that they've done on a mass scale. COVID's a great one, for example, right? Well, we won't go into all of that. But so much of it is the infantilizing of the American public because they truly believe inside the Beltway that we are all stupid and we're not smart enough to pick up on the bullshit that they're putting out. And we're like, we see it.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Biden voters, I don't know the exact number, but how many people who are like, look, the Republicans were so batshit crazy. It was like, they've gone off their rocker, and this is a cult of Trump is essentially what it's become. But how many people who held their breath and voted for Biden the last election because the Republicans just seem so out of whack for years now,
right?
Are now like, there's a bunch of them. And how many people who were Democrats who were disaffected by the far craziness of like all the DEI stuff and the rioting, and like, oh yeah, that's the real pandemic is racism and pushing all of this stuff. It's like you have a bunch of us that are now in this holding middle ground with like, where do we go? It's this crazy or that crazy, right? And so for me, it's, what you're going to get with Trump and you know what you're going to get with Kamala. And to me, I think if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're actually just voting for this bureaucratic machine that's going to feed her information. She's more easily manipulated, in my opinion, because she has no ideas or opinions of her own. If she does, she's keeping them close to the vest.
Yeah. What do you think about the idea that immigration, if they get enough immigrants to come in to go to all the different swing states, that if the Democrats win this election, that there will be no more swing states left?
I think that is a far-fetched strategy. I always have to come back. When I hear stuff like that, like, oh, they're just letting all these immigrants in because they're going to vote Democrat.
Yeah.
Man, okay. First of all, you're going to have to organize all those immigrants to go to the voting.
But you if you get enough to show up, I guess.
How many would it take?
I don't know.
I mean, what's critical mass?
But think about the numbers. Like, people have podcasts or write an email newsletter. Like, we're just basic marketing type stuff. And if you have 100,000 listeners, all you're trying to do is get 10% of them or 1% of them to sign up for something that costs money. Yeah. That's just a numbers game. So if you get X amount, I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but in many respects, that's all this ever is. It's like, hey, if we can show this commercial to this many people will show up, and this is the numbers that we can get. That's all.
So here's my perspective on that. And this is just based on historical evidence. These grand plots of like election manipulation through the axis of immigrants to the voting booth and dead people voting and everything else have never borne out in real evidence. In fact, the amount of coordination that it would take.
How would they prove it so much? Like,
well, sure, that's kind of like...
It's hard.
Well, no, I mean, it's not really, because to vote, you have to have an ID.
No, you don't. They just got rid of... You've never gone to the voting booth and never had your ID asked for? Did I ask that correctly?
Oh, I know what you mean. Well, no, we got voter ID laws.
California, I think, just eliminated it.
Okay, well, maybe they eliminated voter ID.
People tried to show up. People have stories. Like, they would not look at my ID. Yeah. Sir, I don't need to see your ID.
Well, which is funny. It's like all of us have some form of government ID.
Right. You can't exist in this country with... I mean, how do you understand how you would do that?
Yeah,
you have something. You have a social security card. You have...
Yeah, so...
library card.
And we go back to this, right? I mean, in order to get all these people... But there are certain things that you have to vote, like a social security number, right? You've got to be able... Because you fill this stuff out, right? You're registered. You have to show your voter registration card.
Right.
You may not have your picture on, but this is your voter registration card. So there's some level of tracking that you are an actual citizen.
Yeah.
All that to say, with this whole... conspiracy about immigrants. And again, there could be tons of points of information. I don't know, but what I do know is that at a government level, when it takes a ton of people and state legislatures and people, all over the country, that's what it would take to pull off a game-winning maneuver that involves immigrants, illegal immigrants. All I can say is, historically speaking, nobody in the government's been good at that. Yeah. They fuck it up all the time. And this is also where kind of the infantilizing comes in. Is like, they like to tell you one thing. And I always stop and go, do you not know that we have access to information? Like, all it is I just have to go, oh, is that what you just said right here? Let me go and take a look at the sources that you're citing on that. Oh, the sources you're citing on that actually say something completely different. This is bullshit, right? I mean, but that requires critical thinking and the desire to go and actually investigate, But any of these like mass conspiracies that require multiple moving parts, that's way too big.
Yeah.
A compartmentalized conspiracy, just think about like the real conspiracy theories that have been documented, declassified, that we've had in our country, like false flag operations, to convince the American public to go to war. Those things that have been documented and declassified, these actual conspiracies that have taken place. Think about those, right? Those also were uncovered and then eventually declassified because not everybody could keep their mouth shut. Yeah. And that was in a small intelligence apparatus. So you think about pulling off a major election stealing scheme through immigrations, like all the immigrants that are coming in. I mean, to me, it's like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There's just not. I think that was just more ideological and incompetence, and you got more people coming over.
So either way, it's not a good look.
It's definitely not.
So even if you're trying and whatever, but even if it's just like incompetence is a bad...
Which is what I think it is. I think Kamala's incompetent. And again, I always come back to this. Don't forget, nobody has ever cast a vote for her.
Yeah. I wonder if Joe votes for her. There's a lot to be said. Maybe he doesn't.
I don't know that Joe knows where he's at. Did you hear this press conference the other day when he was talking about Hurricane Milton?
Oh.
A reporter asked him about Trump, and he was like, "Are you kidding me, man? He needs to do more." Like, it's like, you forget he's not the president.
Yeah, he said President Trump.
Yeah, he said President Trump, former President Trump.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then some other reporters asking him about Netanyahu's plan to attack Iran, and he was like, "Well, the prime minister's coming over here to help with the storm." And then he starts to turn and kind of slowly walk off. I was like, "Well, hold on, did you say Netanyahu's coming over here to help with?"
Yeah, hurricanes.
Whoa, that's the leader of the free world.
But he might be voting for...
I don't know.
Donald.
Yeah. Who knows? He could be.
Yeah.
He could be. That would be conspiracy.
Wow. What a world.
Yeah. So anyway, I feel like this. Do I think neither of these candidates have given a compelling vision of the future whatsoever. I'm a big proponent of age limits for remaining in power. There's age limits before you can actually be.
That's not going to happen, but yeah, I get it.
Oh, of course not, man. They make way too much money in Washington.
Power.
Yeah. But my hope is out of all of this over the past 20 years is that more and more people are waking up to just the fuckery and the corruptness in our government institutions and how bloated our government is. It's like we're paying tons and tons more in taxes, where our deficits are going through the roof. We're funding foreign wars that benefit us in no fucking way at all. But we're just essentially building up the military industrial complex, making them richer and richer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, but we got new shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, it's
clay AI.
Clay AI.
What do you do when you mold clay? Is that what it is?
That was an interesting
build clay
move right there. Yeah, you mold it.
Mold it.
Yeah, you mold it into whatever you want it to be. That's clay AI.
That's mold clay AI.
That saves you the Metaverse product right there.
Yeah. We have products now.
70-30 split. No, 50-50.
I get 70.
No.
Or I don't know.
50-50.
Actually, maybe I don't want 70 for this.
Why? Because you think it's going to go
No,
in flames?
I don't know what it's going to do.
That's all right.
This is all right.
No, we don't know what it's going to do.
This is good, though. I think we've covered a lot. Prediction, you said Trump's going to win. So he's going to
I think he's going to win. I mean, but again, I would be surprised. I really don't see, I've not met anybody who's super enthusiastic about Harris.
Is there going to be any fuckery on election day? Not, obviously it's going to be manipulation. I'm talking about people need to be fucking looking both ways when they walk in the polling station.
Honestly, I mean, again, it's like this, right? That's always the scare tactic that's put out there.
Moldclay.ai. Sorry.
There you go. Oh, good. Yeah, I like that. myclay.ai. So when it comes to fuckery, I guess you always have to look at this. There's rhetoric out there, right? They're always warning about the right-wing extremists that are going to be violent. But then when you just look at...
I'm worried about the mental health side, which is the far left.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's mental health issues on both sides of that. But when you look at right now, the only violence has been coming from the far left since the Biden administration.
Yeah.
It's like, whether it be the BLM riots, whether it be, the 2 assassination attempts of Donald Trump, I'm like, that's where the crazy is coming from. So I would say, okay, again, this is where it goes back to what we talked about before. If you talk about misinformation and disinformation all the time, chances are, and factually, the data shows, you are one of the biggest purveyors of that.
Yeah.
And so that's just a stupid cop-out to make you, it's like, listen, you're too dumb to understand. This is misinformation and disinformation, which means that it's information that we don't want you to have. That's actually called malinformation. It's truthful, but it hurts the overarching narrative. This is what's frustrating. I mean, for me, my biggest pet peeves are passive-aggressive behavior, and the Democrats are the most passive-aggressive from an organizational standpoint. I'm like, fuck that noise. So, I don't know, man. It would be great if we could have young people, actually run for president that can talk, understand policy, and we can actually have choices again that are representative of the generations that are going to be here to inherit the bullshit, fucked up policies of these old-ass men and women who are making laws and putting promises on the books that we're going to have to carry when they're long dead. Eric and Jared for president.
That's it.
2028.
Sorry, I'm just looking to see what the pollings are looking like.
Polls are bullshit.
I know they are, but it's still interesting to see if the Democrats are just winning by a little bit, because it's always slanted to the left.
Yeah. And again, you've heard Joe Rogan say this, don't trust anybody who's got the time to answer a poll.
No, right?
I mean,
seriously.
Yeah.
And they lie about the polls
all the time. Well, somebody had,
especially on the right.
I'd heard this, polls are not there to tell you what the public is actually thinking, but instead to tell the public what they should be thinking. I've heard somebody say that, they'll say, "Oh man, things aren't going good. We should run a poll."
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty bad. So
awesome. This is so good. Let's do it again.
It's weekly, monthly. Just see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. No expectations. I think we'll do it more if there's no expectations.
That's the next episode. That's a big deal, because if you're wrong and you're upset and you expected this election to work out a certain way, or you expected this podcast to go a certain way, or you expected your cookie business to go a certain way,
it went a certain way, then it didn't.
And it didn't. It already happened, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
But you don't even know.
Well, we can hope. I'm going to wish us in that parallel universe luck.
What's our number one selling cookie?
At Hands in the Dough?
Yeah.
The number one selling cookie is no meddle allowed. No meddling allowed. But it's METALLING. You get it? Meddling? No meddling?
No, fuckery. No fuckery.
No fuckery.
I'm thinking oatmeal raisin, snickerdoodle. There's some snickerdoodles out there if you want. Those will wake you up and then put you to sleep.
Yeah. It's called diabetic coma.
Cookies are not good in the middle of the day.
Well, they are going in.
Yeah.
But not 5 minutes later.
Oh, it's that bad.
Oh, yeah. Sleepy time.
Yeah.
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 See, I've worn these the whole time and it's good. So I've been speaking like at a muter tone and you've just been yelling. And I think you've owned 90% of this episode.
I'm a passionate guy.
I think Julian, we cut me out and just let Jared go. And you would have an hour podcast. It's an hour 26. So I think you have an hour of it.
You could turn this into 2 shows.
It's amazing. We should do 1. We could do 2.
It's up to you. It's up to Julian, really.
Yeah.
He gets to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Unlike you and me, who gets to decide when we vote in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. All right, man.
All right, buddy.
Been good.
Later.